Good morning, crafty friends. This is Cheryl Ann with another probably three-part video. I thought I'd document my own junk journal journey from the beginning to where I am now and all the mistakes that I've made as well as some of the things I've learned. You know, I retired in May of 2016 after teaching 30 years. I took 5 years off to raise our kids till they went off to school. And then prior to that, I had been a legal secretary for 7 years. So, you know, I worked a long time. Once I retired, I had to face the dilemma of what do I do now with my time? You know, I didn't want to sit home and watch the TV all day. So, and I was trained as a classical pianist, so I wanted to keep my hands busy. I've always loved writing, and I didn't come onto journals right away, however. I think I've told you this before, but I do have a cousin that's a professional artist. I am not. I am a writer. I love to write. So, you know, I kind of started my journal journey. I just started making these were file folders, and I cut them and I started putting paper napkins on them. I had this little book, and so I just kind of started experimenting, you know, what can I add? So I started adding stickers and flowers, and here's just some twine. I kind of like that one. That's the one I did. I didn't start journaling. You know, I already had my blogs. I have 3 active blogs, so it's like, why do I need to write stuff down in a book? So, you know, I just started kind of dabbling around. You know, I was not familiar with a lot of the art techniques. Oop, those two are sticking together. But I did like experimenting with the different textures. There, my washi tape was sticking. You know, I just played around. It's just a box and some crackers. So I just started kind of doing this. This book is really the first one that I kind of experimented with. I started doing some stamping. I started doing, this is a stamp, and I dipped it in coffee. There's some more coffee. I just tried different things because, you know, I didn't have a whole lot of artistic experience. I loved doing art with my kids in school, but I had not done my own. So somehow I came across the thought that, maybe I could put some of my thoughts in a book, and I stumbled across Crafty Irina, and she had done a video on altered books. So my very first book that I put together, my very first journal was, I had this children's book, and I kind of followed Crafty Irina's video, and I did my first one. Now, I made this in June of this year, so I've only been doing this about 6 months, and some of these are kind of embarrassing now, but I did take a book. This was actually a cookbook that I had, and it was a first edition. So if you're going to tear apart a book, you might want to check and make sure it's not a first edition. I didn't listen to her real carefully on her video, and I didn't glue 3 pages together, so they're a little flimsy. I did want to keep some of the pages in here. I experimented with pockets, and I experimented with wax paper. I went out and bought some sprays. I had a lot of paper left over from my school days from teaching, so I tried to incorporate that. I don't want to bore you with this whole book. And I found a photo I liked and some music paper, and then I got into washi tape, and I mean, these were my first feeble attempts at making a journal. They're pretty pathetic. pathetic now. But you know, I think I'll keep this one. It was the very first one I did. I kind of like it. You know, my journals are like my children. I don't want to give them away. I form this emotional attachment to them no matter how naughty they are. I think some of us are like that. I'm actually thinking about listing a few of mine, a few more on Etsy. Because, you know, I don't need 30 journals. I really don't. You know, I wanted to get a picture of the desert, because we live in the desert. And that's the back. I did Mod Podge this one. As you can tell, some of the pages kind of stick together, but it was a work of love, and I really do love it, so... And then I kind of thought, well, maybe I should do some kind of theme here, because that other one didn't have a theme. It was a real junk journal. So I decided on Edgar Allan Poe. I always liked his work, and so I went to the library. I got a couple books. This one is held together. It's just a little elastic headband and a little, I went over to Michael's and got the little, I'm having a brain freeze, the little thing for it, the jingle jangle. So, I mean, I paid $1 for that. Again, I went over to Michael's and I got, you know, I started buying flowers, and then I found this decoration for the front, and I thought, oh, this is really hot stuff here. But again, you know, I watched Crafty Irina, and I didn't realize you're not supposed to get the glue here right against the binding, and this book is why you don't do that. Because there was just, I remember there was just glue everywhere. I'm almost embarrassed to show you this book. But, you know, I had fun doing it. And it's like Linda Israel says, you know, journals should be fun. So I thought, you know, I'll just take you through my little journal journey. And, I mean, I really had fun making some of these. They're not the best. I found some Pinterest photographs, and I begged my husband to print these off because we have an inkjet printer, a real expensive one, and he doesn't like me to use it. And then I started getting some papers and little knickknacks and things to put on it. So I did that one. And, you know, the husband likes to sit at home and watch TV all night. It's the news channels over and over and over. So I thought, I wasn't really happy with that one. So I'll make another one. So again, you can see I ripped out some of the pages. This thing is a real mess. Please don't laugh. Please don't spill your coffee while you're looking at it. But, you know, I had fun. I found this real shiny paper. I went out and I found fabric at Walmart that I thought would fit in, and I found some more fabric. I can barely open this book. And I had fun researching his poems and some lines, and, you know, I didn't want to print them off because I'm not supposed to use the printer. So I just put stuff in there that was pleasing to me. I even found this fabric at Joann's. I thought, oh, that'd be perfect for my Poe book. And you know what? It gave me something to do. So that's the second one. It's actually my third journal. Okay, so that's part one. And I'll come back with part two next.